Okay, we're up in this. I think I'm gonna work this side up real quick and have it open and do some solo rigging while Jake's loading. So I'm gonna rig out like this top here and that one there, probably that one below it. I'm gonna use like stubs for some friction. Okay, so I'm hooked up to that part of that top, and then I'll do this part separate. But here's the rigging point. Goes back through that fork there, and it goes down, goes across that little fork, and then hooks onto my belt so I can lower it myself. Why would a climber do the rigging when he's got a ground guy? Well, sometimes you're short staffed, you know, a few people on the crew. This one, there's only 2 of us. I'm looking to stay efficient and keep the job moving along. I don't want to take him from what he's doing, which would get him behind. So at the same time, I'm just looking to keep us moving along and do it as safe as possible at the same time, which can be tricky, but try not to rig too big and just whittle away at it piece by piece, and that way I'm not taking away from him. The only thing he's got to do is come over. You can see him down here in the left corner. He'll run over, unclip the limb so that I can get to the next one. So these are things that you pick up, little tricks that you pick up to just be more efficient. You know, the job is hard enough, so if you can be efficient, that's the trick to being able to go home at the end of the day and not feel like you've destroyed your body. Now when it comes to, you know, self-rigging, solo rigging, normal cases, you get away with it and it's not too hard as long as you're not doing negative rigging. Negative rigging is tricky. The thing that makes the negative rigging so tricky is often when you're negative rigging, you need to allow the limb to run to dampen the impact and take away from, you know, all the forces that it's going to do when it drops into the system. So to kind of negate that, I would go with much larger pieces if I had somebody rigging for me. But if I'm rigging by myself, I'll just keep them small. That way it's not insane impact. I can lock most of these off, and it does the job. So you can see how much I actually end up getting done on my own, rigging by myself. And while simultaneously, while I'm doing this, he ends up getting caught up, which is, that's perfect. So figure out these little tricks. They're not that hard, but I mean, they can really save a lot of time. If you notice, often while I'm doing this, I do not actually have my hands on the rigging rope. I'll use a stub and lock it off as if it was a lowering device, a porter wrap, a bollard at the base of the tree. And this allows me to keep hands free a lot of times, be able to hang the piece and then safely put my saw up and reposition before I actually start to lower. So you just kind of use what you got and make it work for you. And that's basically what I did here. So my guy Jake here on the ground is just learning to use the chainsaw, and so I'm always keeping an eye on him. Watch this.
Hey, I'm good with everything you just did there. You did one thing wrong. What was it? Great. You the man. You got it. Just remember, man, because that thing can take off on you. Sometimes the throttle's a stick.
So if you notice, I'm cutting, I'm rigging, and I'm also watching my ground guy.
Nice work.
You have to kind of find a happy medium here, because doing too much and trying to control too much has been a downfall of mine and has resulted in the only accident I've truly ever had. So as I watch this back, I'm like, oh, I should maybe stop micromanaging so many things, but at the same time, I'm just trying to stay on top of everything. So
It's going quick though.
I'm amazed. I was looking out the window. It was like, oh.
And you see branches hanging and falling and swinging.
All your rope work so much.
Yeah.
Be a job.
Yeah, that's my favorite part of the job.
Oh, well, I'm glad you like it.
So
Thank you,
in part one, I say how she was a bit, you know, rude and, you know, wasn't the nicest, kind of lied and was just very inconsiderate. But then she turns around and is the exact opposite. Offers so hospitable, so nice. Offers to buy us lunch. So you know, I think some people are just unaware that their actions, you know, may affect other people. So in this situation, a great lady, very nice, but I don't think she really realizes that she did me dirty in the same way that the guy who flaked on her did her dirty. So it just, you know, I wanted to be aggravated, but at the same time, like I said, she was incredibly nice, incredibly hospitable. So I can't be that mad. I just decided do what I do and do a good job, and don't worry about all the other BS. Like I said in part one, spilled milk is nothing to cry over. So. Alright, so this here will be the end of the solo rigging, and then we'll get to setting some rings and doing some real rigging. So let's finish this up. I'll go down and help Jake out, and then we'll kind of go from there. Alright, we'll cut some wood, and then we'll do some real rigging with some rings. Okay, so I hit the ground real quick. That way I can give Jake a hand, let him get caught up, and then we'll go back up, set our rings up in this, and finish rigging this out. And then lava log, haul some wood out. He's doing a hell of a job staying caught up though with that trailer stuff. I'll show you the rigging setup after we do this one. Ready, bud? We're up. Alright, throw it out of your way. Okay, so it goes up from the quarter raft down there to that ring, then over here to this one, but I'm gonna actually move it up here a little bit. And got a hanger up here above you. I'll grab it in just a second. Okay, so ring placement and ring setup is so important. The extra little bit of time that you'll spend setting them up and thinking about it and making sure that they're all set in the right place will save you a lot of time in the long run and stop you from worrying and stressing over the fact that maybe that's not the best spot to be rigging from. So a little bit of forethought is so important and will save you time in the long run. So take your time, set it up right the first time. Be a little more picky with what I record so we get it. Alright guys, so first of all, I just want to thank you for joining me again, you know, for part 2 here. This is pretty much going to conclude this part, and we'll pick it up from here in part 3. So, yeah, I just want to say thank you. I appreciate all the support. If you're not subscribed and you wouldn't mind doing that, that would be great. If you like the video, maybe hit the thumbs up. If you didn't like it, hit the thumbs down. If you hate the commentary, tell me. If you like it, I'd like to know. I'm kind of at a crossroads and trying to decide which direction to take the channel, so and what content to make. So feedback is really important. Stay safe.